This is crazy, and this is getting to be an hour. Hey y'all, how's it going? We apparently survived 2022. Barely, but we're here. It is 2023, and I thought I would go over my successes and failures, or successes and not successes at WIPGO 2022. Maybe some of the things that I learned, being it was my first year with WIPGO, and then share what I kind of changed up with my board for 2023. And some of it's very similar, and some of it's quite a bit different. So I'm glad you're here. I hope your end of the year was a quiet, restful one. Mine was for the most part. I actually got a late WIPGO finish right up to December 31st, which I was very, very happy with. So I will share that here in a little bit. But other than that, the year ended well for me. We, visited family as we usually do around the holidays, and it was nice and relaxing. Got everything accomplished without any kind of major anxiety or anything like that. And May has decided to join us today, so you may hear her in the background as well. So I'm happy you're here. So this is my official 2022 WIPGO wrap up and 2023 WIPGO plans. And if my 2022 WIPGO results are any indication of how loosely I am doing the whole WIPGO thing, hopefully it's some indication, because it's meant to just be a guideline. I think by the middle of last year, in summation, overall from last year, what I took away from it was, by the middle of the year last year, I think I had realized, not that I didn't need to, I don't want to say hold myself accountable, because that's not fair, but I didn't need to be, as strict with myself about what I had on the board. I think I changed it up. So the board you're going to see, my 2022 board from last year, is actually what I ended up with, because I changed quite a few tiles. Part of that was I wanted some more diversity on my board. Part of it was patterns just weren't weren't speaking to me at all. They were kind of like, yeah, I don't know when I'm going to work on that now. Things that maybe are going to end up in a UFO pile or something like that. So, it would just, throughout the year I changed it up. And also, halfway through the year I realized, don't concern yourself with this isn't a race or a game or anything. This is just progress, So, while I did get quite a bit done, finished off my board, and just goals accomplished, I realized it needed to be more of a guideline than just a steadfast, hold myself to the board. And everybody knows that. Everybody plays along. Knowing that the rules change, the board changes. It's your thing. Nobody's holding you to anything. So, but the other big takeaway was that I realized, if nothing else, these should be prompts each month of things that I could work on if I've got nothing else going on. Because that's what ended up happening to me in 2022, is by about mid-year, people started, new designs come out. People want to start sales based on those designs. Something comes along that you just have to get done. There are some things that I was helping other stitchers with, or designers with, So my stitchy world kind of changed mid-year. Not good or bad, just changed. And so I didn't need the WIPGO board as kind of a way to go, hey, what else can I work on this month? It kind of got to be, I don't have time to work on that this month. So I think that's what I'm going to do this year. Again, it's just if it comes up in the month, it comes up and it's something I really want to work on, or I don't have any immediate, SAL plans or anything, or if it's something that can fill in the gaps when I'm waiting for the next part of a SAL to come out this year or something like that, then that's what I'll use it for, is basically an alternative and another place to go to find something to work on. So with that being said, I will introduce you to my 2022 board. This is what's left, or this is how it turned out at the end of the year. The dark green squares I finished, including the free space in the middle. I gave myself the free space. I'm glad I did, because one more thing, I don't think I could have handled it. But the dark green are all the things all the goals that I met, or all the finishes I completed. The kind of darker, like, goldy yellow colors, those are projects that I worked on in 2022, even more than likely within the month that I intended, but I didn't actually get my goal met, but I did get something done. And then the ecru, the pale colors, those are the ones that were on the board that I never touched once. So what I'm going to do really quick is just briefly, month by month, go over each of them and tell you what I did and didn't do, show you the few finishes I have, and then we'll talk about 2023 and what my plans are. Okay, so for January, the numbers that were called were 19 and 2, and I have to apologize in advance, sort of. My journal that I keep my WIPGO information on is right here. So I'm kind of relying on a picture of my final board as well as my journal. So I'll be kind of looking down from time to time. But my journal also shows me what I got done. Okay, so in January seemed like a good WIPGO month. I think it was kind of one of those gung-ho, get started, let's work on all the things. Don't have much, going on yet. The year is new. So the two numbers were 19 and 2. Number 2 was, I have the picture here. Sorry. Pull all this out here. Number 2 was Sleepy Hollow by Tiny Modernist, and my goal was, I think, a page finish or certain 2,000 stitches. So I got that done. When this started, all I had was the border, top border all the way across done. And I think I had some of the words and then maybe like the ghost and a little bit of the cat, but I got all of that done. Woohoo! So that was definitely 2,000, if not more, stitches. So I was really proud of that progress, because this is a really big chart. It's 4, I'll show you, hold on. 4 bands. So that's like 1 band, then 2, then 3, and 4. So, it's bigger than I'm used to. I like my small to medium charts, but I really like this chart a lot. And this was a start from a couple of years ago, based on some stitching activity. I don't think I have, oh, maybe I do. So this is, in case you're curious, the fabric is 16 count Be Stitch Me. Oops. Trying to do it where you can actually see it. Yeah, it's kind of washing out. There we go, Neptune. And then I am doing a floss conversion from the DMC. So I think it's DMC. So that's that. There's a couple of exceptions, like this is ecru, and you need a lot of it, so, and 310, so I'm sticking with the DMC on that. I've got the pearl cotton balls that I'm pulling from for those, but all the other colors are converted. And then number 19 is Ruskin's Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I bought the kit from Evertote, which at the time the kit was basically the chart and the floss. And it's just 2 colors, Roxy Flossco chalkboard and weathered white. So I have enough for that. And then here is, I think all I had on this one was a page finish. So this one I accomplished. And it wasn't, this was one of those things where I just finished the page I was working on. Like I didn't start anything new. Now this one's going to be kind of hard to see. There a little bit. So this is Picture This Plus 14 count. No, that's not right. 28 count casual linen. And I'm doing 2/2. So it is like a 14 count. Called Crystal Ariel. So I don't know if you can see, there is sparkle on it. You can't get the sparkle out of that. Oh, hold on. There it is a little bit. You can kind of see a little bit there. So, in substitution for this individual X's, I am doing Mill Hill beads. So it's going okay so far. I'm beading as I'm going, which probably isn't the best idea, but, this is kind of the size of, I mean, there's very little fabric left at the top. I mean, this is kind of the size of the pattern. It's a little bit taller. It probably goes up to like here, but I don't think the beads are going to get crushed by the, ooh, there's the sparkle right there. Beads are going to get crushed by the Q-snap. So I was kind of okay with that. I was kind of curious the placement. So yeah, page finish, a little bit more than page finish, because obviously I got started on this penguin and got over, and the words I think I had already had on here as like it was like a center start or something. So, but yeah, that actually looks pretty good right there. You can kind of see it. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so January was a good month. January was a good month as far as all excited about WIPGO and getting things done, and then February. So February, I had Lovebirds by Peruvian Flair, which I did work on. My goal was to finish the border. I got closer, but I didn't get as close as I wanted. So there are a couple of things about this pattern. I think I'm going to stick with what I'm doing, but I've learned some lessons. This is I'm almost positive 14 count, Ada, that I got in a kit. It is very, 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 very stiff. And the floss that I'm using is a Stitchy box. Yeah, silk. Let me find flower silk. Called Calling Birds, and I kind of really liked it. So I've got, 1.5 skeins left of that. The deal is, because this Ada is so scratchy and stiff, the silk catches on it. So I'm having to be very, very, very careful. So it's very slow, very tedious. Not the pattern, just my choice in what I'm using, floss and fabric. So I just have to go slow with this. So the border's going to take a while. But I really am proud of the progress I got done. February got weird. I don't remember what. It seems like February just like it was over before the month even started. So I kind of feel like I didn't have all the time that I hoped I'd had. But it's okay. So that got done, or that got a little bit done on it. And then the other was Waffle Lot by Hands On Design. So let me find, I know the pattern's in here because I have the pattern. I have the actual pattern. And this is another one. My goal for this one was just to finish the top waffle. And I didn't quite get that accomplished. This is another pattern. There's a lot of stitching there. Y'all have seen this now, probably several times. But there's a lot of stitches. So I think my plan is, because the full pattern is the top, the bottom, which looks like a waffle, kind of like a tic-tac-toe board, and then this border. I think I just want to finish the top, and I'm probably still going to pillow finish it, I think, or maybe frame it, maybe do a square frame if I can find one, but either way, that's where I got to. So this is definitely a lot further along, believe me. Oh, hello. I've got it cut off. I forgot. This was part of a bigger piece that has other stuff on it, because one of those things I finished and I forgot. I cut it off here and took it off. So yeah, it's not going to be a pillow finish, is it? Unless I add like fabric to it, but I cut it really freaking close. But it's Ada, so I don't remember what this is, but it's like it's a Zweigart. It's orange, whatever. But so that's where I'm at. So yeah, I don't. Maybe I'll journal this or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. But anyway, so there's that. But yeah, I'm definitely further along. Almost got the banner done, but I've still got to do all the waffles, the waffle lines, the stitches in between. I don't know if you can see. There's like stitches, and then all the little flowers, and then I'll be done. So yeah, I'm getting there. That was just another one. Again, I think February was just a. I don't remember. My memory's terrible. But it seems like, if I remember correctly, February was just like I said, a month that went by really quick. I think, if I remember also, I was working on something for a gift for my sister, and some other things came up. So, anyway, so hopefully maybe that'll get done. When I talk about my 2023 plans, I'm not mentioning it right now, but a lot of these actually will show up again. But other ones, I've decided to do something different, to put them on my board. You'll understand that here in a minute. But basically, I changed things up a bit. I talked about that at the beginning, right? Okay. So anyways, so I will definitely go over here in a little while how I change things up. Okay, stop rambling. So March was, oh, this was a good month. Okay, so, let me find, okay, so March was 15 and 21. 15 was Take Wing by Mojo Stitches, and my goal was 2,000 stitches, and I think I exceeded that, not by a lot, but by quite a bit. So, ta-da! So this will basically be the size. See, I'm already down at the bottom. I think when I started this, or when I picked this up for WIPGO, I had this bird done, and I think I had like some of this, but not all of this done. So I did this, and this little motif up here. But yes, I'm so excited. So this one, if you know Mojo Stitches, she is out of Australia. And so these are all, I'm going to flash it again because I love it so much, because it's birds. These are all Australian birds and flowers. So, in addition to that, it was charted in Cottage Garden Threads. Here, I'll show you I've got the pattern right here. If I can get it out. Ta-da! Yes, Cottage Garden Threads. But she also gave a full DMC conversion and also a over-dyed cotton floss conversion as well. So, very, 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 very pretty. So, I got my goal completed. I definitely got more than 2,000, but I don't remember how many, but I definitely got well over the goal, so I was really excited about that. Then, number 21 was called also, and that was We Go Together by Frosted Pumpkin. And as I mentioned a minute ago, the piece that I cut off of my waffle lot fabric was for that. So I actually finished that one. And I think I did put it down as a finish. And when I put these as finishes, just finishes. They don't have to be fully finished. But while I was working on this, I kind of realized, you know, this was meant as a kind of a, you know, ode to my husband. He definitely likes bacon a lot, and I definitely like eggs a lot. So we're breakfast people. So yeah, so I think I told the story previously, but if this is your first time watching, I will tell it again. I had decided this was going to be a wedding sampler. sort of cute, funny wedding sampler, right? So I get it all stitched up, I get it framed up, I take a picture, send it to my husband and say, hey, isn't this adorable? Look, it's to commemorate the day we got married. And he goes, what? He goes, why does that say 2020? I'm like, oh, yeah, so it's an anniversary, an anniversary sample. So we got married in 2000. So it's our 20th wedding anniversary sampler. So I was just like, I had a complete like, oh crap moment, but it's fine. It worked out. It was totally okay. It just total, that's me in a nutshell, just total brain fart. But I was like, I'm running with it. I'm going with it. I don't care. So anyways, so that was my finish. How about I flash it up a couple more times? Just, okay, we're done. All right, so that, my friends, was March. April, I got one of my 2 goals completed. April 7 and 10 were called. 7 was Rule of Life by Modern Folk Embroidery. I'm going to put the picture up because I have it digitally. Actually, I have 2 versions. I have the paper, but then I also have a digital version because it's easier to do the digital version. Okay, and then all of a sudden, loose needle. Yay. Figure out where that came from here in a minute or 2. Okay, so, Rule of Life. This was actually in a different Q-snap. Took it out because the Q-snap wasn't holding fabric very well. My goal was a page finish, and I worked on this for 1 day, the last day of April. But I got a little bit more done. So the pages are kind of weird, or I shouldn't say kind of weird. Where the pages fall on this pattern, I did a center start, so I think I'm working on the center page. But I didn't quite get it done. So I think, so this is definitely one page right here. Like, this is the end of a page. I think I was trying to get this center thing done. There's all of this left, the basket to do. There might be another motif over here. And I don't remember, I want to say maybe the page cuts off on this side over here. So there might be another motif right here. But, yeah, I still had all the basket, or most of the basket to do. I think the page was above it somewhere, so. But I did get quite a bit done. I just didn't get my goal completed, so that's okay. My other was a quirky Quaker. So I'll give you a little bit of backstory about this. If you can see it back here, I have a big, I think it's 14 count. It's called like Silver Moon or something. That I started stitching all the quirky Quakers on. So there's lovebirds, there's the fox, there's fishbone, there's Yeti. Oh no, that's not right. There's Yeti. There's Sasquatch. What am I missing here? I guess that's it. I think that's a, yeah, that's a, that's a needle minder over there. Okay, you can't see it. I'm not picking it up. It's just back there. So just trust me on this. But you see right here and a little bit right here. I was trying to space them out. Started here, realized I didn't have enough on either side to make it fit. So I started back over here, and then over here somewhere I got off on the border. And this is a long time ago. This isn't anything to do with WIPGO. This is actually, if I had to guess, 2021 when I was trying to do this. Okay. So the pattern I was trying to do was the unicorn. And I didn't know, or I told myself I needed to get back to doing it because I wanted to stitch the unicorn. I was working on the mythical creatures. So anyway, so in all of that time, I had actually stitched 3. And I put a quirky Quaker on my WIPGO board because I knew I stitched them frequently enough that if by the time it was called, if I was not feeling it or something else was going on and I wasn't going to get to it, but I had finished one previously within the year, I was going to give it to myself. It was kind of like an extra free space. But, so, having said that, I'm going to pop up here. This is the owl that I finished. I don't know when. I can't remember dates. But what's really funny is it sat for like forever. I didn't know what I was going to do. Well, actually, that's not true. Because with it, along with it, it was on like an 18 count ornament cut. And I had the owl done. And then I got the moose done. And this is just a little pillow finish. Little mini National Park fabric pillow finish that I did. But these were on the same piece of fabric. And what ended up happening was I was practicing some kind of finish that didn't work out really well. So this ended up, and I was practicing with my moose. I cut the moose off. And it just became this little pillow, which is perfectly cute. It's almost like a little, seriously, here's this loose needle. It's like a little pin cushion almost. It's just that small. Like, yeah, small. But I finished those 2, and then when April did come around, I actually finished my unicorn too. Good Lord. The washing out of the whatever is terrible. There. Look at it. Look at it. Sorry. I'm being silly at this point. But anyway, so this is just this fabric is another ornament cut by 4 Night Fabrics. This is just cotton fabric, quilting fabric. The variegated purple and blue is a Stitchy Ferret floss, and then the unicorn itself is the diamant, but like the whatever the opalescent color is. I mean, you can't. Can you tell? No, you really can't. But that's okay. But it's just finished on a with some trim, but on a wooden like star ornament thingy. So there's that. So yeah, the trim. Good Lord, the washing out is terrible. Is that better? That's better. So the same trim for the octagon, I guess, and the star. Yeah. So there's that. So I did not only finish the unicorn that was meant to be part of my, or was my intention for putting the Quirky Quaker on there, but also finished a couple others. So that goal was met. Okay. Next is May. May fell short. I'm not even going to show them. Well, I will, just because I can show you that I have them. One was my Made to Create Caterpillar cross stitch. This is one I put on there to finish. I don't know how many stitches that would have been, but seriously, like, I don't know what happened in May, but I wasn't feeling it. So that was one. The other one was my Frosted Pumpkin Cozy Cafe. Again, I'll show it just because I didn't do a thing on it all year. Still right where I left off. And that was to just do one section. Just do one more little cup. These are definitely to... I do want to do this one. I think this one's really cute. It has beading. I don't know if, I mean, maybe if I get it done, I'll be like gung-ho about the beading then, but right now, neither one of these are really giving me any kind of, I want to work on them vibes. So, I do want to finish them both. I don't, these, what am I trying to say? These aren't patterns that I particularly just have no love for anymore. They're not speaking to me. So, these were definitely two that needed some reconsideration for 2023. Okay, so didn't do those. June, same thing. June was my Game of Thrones cross stitch by Steno Stitches. It's just on a piece of not a piece of linen. I can't remember what. It's smaller count. I don't think it's 40 though. But I'm doing it 2/2, and it's just like two colors, black and gray. Didn't work on it. Again, another one. I want to do it. I want to finish it. Just isn't speaking to me right now. And the other one that I'm really kind of bummed about is my cryptid Witchy Stitcher, right? Cryptid saddle. And again, didn't work on it at all. And all I had on this, so the Game of Thrones, I had 2,000 stitches. Didn't happen. This, all I had on this was to just finish one. All I had to do was just finish one. I didn't even do that. But I do have it, I've got it in Pattern Keeper or whatever. I mean, to stitch. I just never did it. And I really want to do this. And I bought the Supernatural one. And I really want to do that one. But I will say this. So, here's the deal. This one, since I've actually started it this way, I want to finish, like, yeah. I do want to finish this as a nice big piece, right? The Supernatural one, I liked most all of the creatures. I just realized that I might rather stitch them as like ornaments or small finishes, or if I, thinking of somebody that likes, a mermaid or a vampire or something, something like that, then that's what I'll do. The cryptid one, I definitely want to finish. I'm kind of partial to that one. So again, that was 9 and 16. Didn't get anything done. However, though, in July, I kind of got back on it. So July was 11 and 18. And number 11 was Red Berries by Modern Folk Embroidery. And my goal was 2,000 stitches. And I accomplished that. So see, there are certain months where just not a lot's going on. So I think that's what the deal is with WIPGO for me, is just, if it's a month where I'm not extremely busy or don't have a bunch of other things I want to participate in. So like June's a good example. June was Stitch for Pride last year, month. So I think I got so heavily involved with that the other ones just, just fizzled out. So, sorry, Red Berries, Modern Folk Embroidery. Bought the kit from Caroline at Evertote. Cheeky, and I think the other one is Sage, I think. And I would tell you what kind of linen this is. The sticker is apparently still on the fabric. But there we go. And I had a very, very, very little start. So this is a lot. Believe me, kids. I think I must have done top left. But if I had to guess, I had border, maybe some of this outer border and some of the vines. I don't think I had any of the red. So, yeah, that was a lot. But I got quite a bit done, so I'm happy about that. And what I ended up doing, because with these paper patterns, because I don't have a digital copy for Pattern Keeper that'll count for me, what I end up doing is, I'll kind of show you since it's sitting right here, if I can pick it up without dropping everything on the floor. I would, can you see this? Can you see this? Can I read this to you? It's kind of hard to see actually. So I would put the month, and I would put each day of the month, and then I would put the number of stitches, and then, highlight or, in the color that I was doing it in. So that's how I kept up with my stitches. So, yeah. And then number 18 was Wash Your Hands by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Now, nobody's asked yet, but I always preface by saying, I don't know where to get this. I think they gave this either free for a limited time at the beginning of the Panini to everybody. You had to go to their website, sign up for their newsletter, and then they sent this to you for free. Or it was on Instagram in their stories or something. I cannot find this anymore, so I don't know where to get this. But backstory on this, I don't know where it is, so I'm not going to find it. I'm not going to dig it out. It's not worth it. But I had a different color of fabric, and it was a really stiff, 14 count, Ada that was kind of this color blue, kind of. Not this color blue, because I needed to stitch. I mean, it was just I don't know, it doesn't matter. Blue. Light blue. That's all you need to know. And I had started it for a stitching prompt in a Sal, and realized I think this was the hoop that I was using. Well, no, that's not true. I think it was a smaller hoop than this. But the hoop that I was using, I kind of done a center start, but then I realized, because I think it's where the H was or something, I was coming right up against the border of the hoop. It wasn't working out. So when I took the fabric off, to let it breathe and whatever. Oh, and DMC. So this fabric is a Fortnite Fabrics, I think this is an ornament cut. That's how small this is. The ornament cuts I think I bought are 18 count. But DMC, just 3 colors. Anyway, when I stitched it originally, I was getting really close to the hoop, took the hoop off to let it breathe, and then just decided, I don't like this. I don't like the way this looks. I want to stitch this, but I don't like the way this looks. So, when I put this on WIPGO, I put it to finish, but when I got to moving around on the hoop and yada yada yada, I realized I didn't like it. So I completely started over and completely finished it. And it's just a felt back, hot glue. So this is hanging up in our bathroom. Yay! I know. It's really blowing out really bad, guys. Sorry. Is that better? Is that better? But then you get a close-up of me. Alright. So, next thing's next. That was July 11 and 18. I think, kids, August on, yeah. So I put August and I put September in my journal. I didn't even put the last 3 months in my journal. So from here on out, you're just seeing August. I did a little bit of stitching, so I'll show you. I don't, because why not, right? But everything else is, oh, that's not true. Okay, so there is one in September. I didn't stitch it in September, but I finished it. So let's go through the rest of these really quick. Really. Okay, so for September, no, August, sorry, we're still on August. August was called 20 and 25 were called. 20 was Tokapu by Peruvian Flair. And I wanted to get 50% done. I got it's not 50%, but I got a lot done on it. So this was actually a new start for me. And I feel terrible because honestly, at this exact moment, I don't know. Hold on. Hold, please. Alright. I wanted to make sure I held this up the correct direction. So, ta-da! This is another ornament cut by Fortnite Fabrics. It's a nice, pretty yellow. And I am doing Leo and Roxy color, or Roxy Floss Co. colors. Gotta get that right, kids. Roxy Floss Co. and it's kind of hard to see it, but this is called Green and Barrett. Ooh. Oh, that actually kind of looks green right there. Look at that! Mulberry. Strawberry shortcake. And espresso. I have a lot of espresso. I don't know. I must have bought something, or I don't know, but I've got a lot of espresso. Oh, I bought I bought a project bag from Evertote, and I think with it came like 5 skeins or 3 skeins or something of espresso, but I keep running into it in like different patterns. So, there are my colors. There you go. So that's not 50%. I might actually be able to tell you what I got to on it. I got to 21.64%. So I didn't even get quite half of my half goal. What am I trying to say? But I'm really proud of it. What I did get done so far. And I'm glad I had 2 of Anna's charts on my board this year. So yeah, that was done. And then the other for August was 3 Little Kittens. So I did stitch on it a little bit also. But I only got about, looks like 2 days worth of stitching in. So I didn't get very much done. And my goal was to do a page finish. This is what it looks like. And it's kind of funny because it's not, let's see if I can explain this. It's like, and what I should have done was picked one of the small pages, but because of where I started on it, you'll see it here in a minute, I couldn't have done that. But it's basically, it's like one big page and then a bunch of little, like, extra pages. So page finish is a lot, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's 117 by 137. There's a lot of negative space, but there is a lot of stitching too. Anyway, so I didn't get very far on this, and I like this one a lot. So this is definitely one I want to get back to also. So basically, when I started top left corner again, I think I had like I don't know if I had all the tree done. Maybe I had everything but like the little urn it's sitting in done. And then I had like the line, but only, like this far. And then I think maybe I had most of the goose or something. But, because I've still got most of the goose. But yeah, but I think I added this chicken, I added these stars. And then I started on these motifs, and I think I finished this urn or whatever, and whatever that is. I think that's a laundry basket. Yeah, there's a little laundry basket right there. So, but that's as far as I got. And somewhere, I think I had to make a note on here. Somewhere I got off, like, by a stitch, but I think it's okay. Like, it's doable. Like, I can make it work. But, and I think it's somewhere in here with this laundry basket thing. So, it's fine. But yeah, another one I really want to work on. What did I say? 2,000 stitch? Oh, page finish. So, I might change that. If it's on my 2023 WIPGO board, if we talk about that here in a minute, I might actually change that if I put a page finish on there again, because that's a lot. That's a big page. I might need to do like 2,000 stitches or something instead. Okay. All right. So September, and again from here on out, kids, didn't do any more stitching. So we're just rolling with it. All right. So September was my Stitch Life mag. This was a kit back when Stitch Life magazine was a thing. We were given all the DMC and the chart and the hoop and the fabric and all the stuff. Again, didn't touch it. Here's what it's supposed to look like. Can't believe I had that. All this time I think I've been pulling the picture off of their old Instagram. And yeah, right where I left off. Definitely something I want to finish. I like it. But didn't have time. I think by the time September rolled around, if your life was anything like mine, you know, by the time September rolls around, it's Halloween, basically. And all we got is nothing but time, yet we run out of time. So, I'm pretty sure that's what happened to me. But the other exciting thing, kids, was my other call. So, the numbers were 3 and 22. 3 was Needs Space. 22 was Funky Peacock by Miriam of Marumi Crafts, Marumi Designs. And I didn't touch it in September. It was going to be a SAF. It was going to be start and a finish. I think I've already deleted it. It isn't, out of Pattern Keeper, sorry. It wasn't terribly big. It was, if I had to guess, I'm not going to upload it again just to tell you, but I was going to say it was like 2,500 stitches. A lot of hers are about like 2,500 to 3,000 stitches. It was small, or not, it's small-ish. It's still a lot of stitches, but yeah, I didn't touch it. Well, then my good friend Dee, of Dee's 20 Stitches, does Flip Dee the Bird Sal every year, and their birthday is around our U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. It's usually like that week in there, you know, in the 20s. I couldn't tell you their exact birthday. I want to say it's like 22nd, but don't get me started. Anyway, so I still wanted to do this pattern. So I was going to work on this for something else, and I can't remember what, but I had a little bit done by the time November rolled around. So what I had done was like, make sure I'm on the right corner here. I had like this corner done, and I had this motif done, and I think I had part of the tail maybe or something. Anyway, so I decided for Dee's birthday, I would just make sure I got the bird done, and I did. I got the bird done in November. Well, then I was, and I got a bit more. I mean, I didn't do just the bird. I got a bit more done of the border or whatever. And I've already put all my threads away. I wish I could tell you. Maybe I can remember. So, I was packing up for the holidays because we were going to be traveling to visit family, and I wanted a couple of. I knew I had Jacob's. This is a tangent sidebar, not WIPGO related. I had Jacob's Countdown Sal this year that I finished. Yay! To finish over the holidays. And I had a one knitting project that if I felt like it. And I think I took my 12 Days of Resistance box to open, you know, the packages to open, that if I wanted to stitch on that, I could, and I didn't. But this was a small. This was a small that I had, it was in the hoop, as you can see, it was in a hoop, had, you know, 3 colors, and a needle, and the needle minder, and just all packed up in a nice little, project bag. Nice little project bag. I can't even find the bag now. Can't remember how I had it all packed up, but it was perfectly nice and neat. So, yeah, so I took it with me, and I thought, you know what? If I got one more thing done by the end of the year, this would be great. This would be great. It'd be a small. It would be fantastic. And it got done. So, technically, this is a WIPGO finish. It just wasn't finished in the month it was called. But yeah, I finished it. And this is, I want to say this is an 18 count, but this is a Stitchy Ferret fabric. Stitchy Ferret is out of the UK. And then these are Roxy Flasco colors. Okay, kids. I wonder if I can find the, I don't think I wrote them all down. No, I just wrote down that I used flosses. Okay, so the dark color for the bird is called Great Lakes. I remember that one. The purple, the dark purple, is called Duchess. I remember that one. I think this color is called Mulberry. This that I used for the stars. So that is it. So yay! And that was my last finish of 2022. But it was also a WIPGO finish. I'm counting it. Okay. So, now I have to rely on my phone because I didn't journal the rest of the year after September. October was 6. Oh. And 1. 6 and, sorry kids. So October was, what did I say? 6 and 1. 1 and 6, 6 and 1, 1 and 6. So 6, interestingly enough, because I'm going to go with that one first, was called again this year, in January. And I happened to leave the same pattern in the same spot on my board. So you're going to see it again here in a minute, kids. But it is Stitchy Princess Black, Stitchy Princess called Forest Owls. And this is, like I said, I didn't stitch on it at all last year. But that's it. And it's a conversion that I did. And this fabric is Fibralicious 32 count linen called Wicked Night. Wicked Night. So, this is going to be, spoiler folks, going to be my January stitching plans. And then the other was 1, which was Bendy Stitchy's pattern in spring. It was the collaboration she did with Fangirl Fibers, and it was her take on the Persephone Hades. And this was supposed to be a finish. Forest Owls was also supposed to be a finish. It's a small, it's not very big. And so this one was the same thing. It was supposed to be a finish. So this is the kit. This is Fangirl Fibers linen, even weave. It's her colors, her silks. And these are the old, I say the old silks. Colors It's not really, there we go. There we go. But yeah, so, and I actually pulled some of these for other things, because I know I've got a bunch. But yeah. So, and it's not a whole lot left. It's basically, if I can hold this up, if the camera will help, just the rest of pomegranate and some more flowers. I think that's it for the words. Yeah. So that's it. Oh, and then the I think it's Hades down at the bottom with the crown. But yeah. So that's that. Didn't get done, but that's okay. Then November was 12 and 24. Okay, so 12 was, I already kind of put it away, so I had to pull it back out. To finish a couple of these Valentine smalls that I had. My little jumbled mess of whatever. So I had one here. Seems like I had another one. Jeez. I clipped all this stuff off, so it's like I don't even know what I did anymore. But anyway, this was part of the big piece of fabric that had Waffle Lot and my We Go Together on it. It was another throwaway, not throwaway, it was another square that was meant to be something easy, that if it got called in a month where I had a lot going on, or I just wanted something easy to work on, whatever, it wasn't gonna tax me, it wasn't gonna tire me out. So that was that. That was that 12? 12. And then 24 was, and the Valentine Smalls is just to finish 2 of them. So it wasn't anything. Then 24 was my Stitchonomy Homely Houseplants. And this was just to do 2,000 stitches on it. Again, didn't get anything done. There's the one plant I finished. It's basically just like a big cabinet, with plants all over it. So, again. And it's a DMC colors. Yikes, dude. There we go. So there's that. And that was November. So finally, we get to December. And December is probably... So by the time December rolled around, I was neck deep in festive vlogs for the year. If you watched, thanks for watching. And holiday stuff and all the things. So December was number 4 and number 23. So we'll start with number 23 because it was right here just a minute ago. It was Top Knot Be My Boo. It was another another Valentine's deal. It was meant to be a finish. Didn't get finished. Didn't get touched. But that's okay. I've still got it. I can still work on it whenever. But the other one that's a little more disappointing. So I am going to make a more conscious effort this year because I was watching, I think, Daybreak Stitchery, and Nitya was talking about how we are doing Stitch for Pride, but it's a year-long thing this year, not just a month, which I think is fantastic. And I am more concerned about the educational learning modules portion of it. I'm not so worried about the stitchy prompts. If the stitchy prompts happen to coincide with something I'm working on, great, but if not, not a big deal. But Nitya was talking about how she really wanted to get back out her her stitching for Dee and Kari's Transpride tapestry. So that is what I think I want to do as well. This was the other one that was called in December. I didn't touch it. I'm really mad at myself that I didn't touch it, but it's okay. I am using the DMC. It's kind of a mess in here. I'm sorry. It's a small bag. I need to find a bigger bag to put it in, honestly. But yeah, so I only have the 3 flowers done. This is a big mamma jamma. So it's a lot of stitches. So I've got to be more, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I need to be more mindful of pulling it out and working on it, because it's gorgeous. Oh, and the sparkly, the fabric is, I think, hand dyed by Rolanda. Oh, it's not. What? I think it is. It must be in the thing. This was for the needle minder. I thought that was the card. I've been trying to hold on to the cards for the fabric with the fabric until I'm done stitching it or whatever. But yeah, so I'm almost positive it's a hand dyed by Rolanda, but really pretty, sparkly. There we go. Now you can see the sparkles. So that was it for my year. So let's now briefly discuss my 2023 WIPGO board. And as I've been talking about all this, I was like, in my head, I was like, maybe I want to do that instead. So we'll see. But for right now, as you can see, the top row is exactly the same. The second row is exactly the same, except for number 8. Red Berries is back on there. Waffle Lot's back on there. Take Wings back on there. Ruskin's Penguin's back on there. Tokapu's back on there. Be My Boo's back on there. Three Little Kittens back on there. Okay, so I took away... What I took away from 2022 was there were things that I knew I wanted to stitch or I liked stitching and I wanted to keep working on. Okay. Everything else, other than I can't remember. Hold on a second. I moved, so Funky Peacock, Miriam's pattern was 22 last year. This year I moved Miriam up to number 12, but I just left it as an open, like any of her patterns, any of her designs. And I put a SAF because I want it to be a small, and I think I've picked what I'm going to stitch when it gets called. I already pulled another fabric and floss for one of her patterns, so I think that's going to be it. I'm not going to SAF, like I'm working on her Afshan sampler. That thing's huge. I'm not SAFing that in a month. Miriam would SAF that in a month, but I can't do that. Other than that, and sorry, I'm looking at my phone so I can have a conversation with you about all this. Everything else I took off, and in place, I put all the other things, all the other whips that I've got, and actually I'm going to keep adding to it. It's actually going to be kind of chaotic because my plan is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 8 spaces that say spin the wheel, and that includes the middle space, the free space. Now I may do what I did last year and just give myself the free space, but I've got 8 spaces on here, spin the wheel. Since this morning, I've already added one pattern to it, and it was something I think we talked about here. I've already forgotten. See, my brain is just a mess. But I already added something to it. I guess what I need to do is go back and make sure that it wasn't something that was on my board already. But Tiny Decisions wheel, I put all the other whips that I think I might like to work on that I need, like the Made to Create. I don't know if I put the houseplants on there, probably. The cryptids, even though I didn't put the cryptids on here, did I? No, I didn't. Or didn't leave it on here. I just put all the things on here, or on this wheel, that could be a potential work on. And I'm also granting myself or allowing myself that if I spin it and I don't like it, I'm spinning it again until I get something that I want to work or that appeals to me. Okay. But in addition to that, I didn't want to do two wheels or two separate boards or anything like that. So in addition, I have put knitting. I've got a shawl I'd like to finish that there's no reason that I shouldn't have finished it. It should be finished. What I've got on there too is says WIP socks. All this is socks because I've got so many half finished socks or started socks or whatever that I need to finish or work on a pair of socks. So, but what I'm trying to do again is grant myself the ability to do something different, do something because I want to do it, but use it as a suggestion for when I don't have anything else to work on in a month. So that is essentially it. Everything else on my board, In Spring's on there, Sleepy Hollow's on there, Need Space is on there, Trans Pride Tapestry is on there, Lovebirds is on there, Forest Owls, I just mentioned, Rule of Life is on there, the Game of Thrones Stitch is on there, Quirky Quaker, that's the other one I will show you. So this is what I'm keeping my January, and I know this is like a sock knitting bag, but I don't care. This is what I'm keeping my January, WIPGO. Jeez, words. My WIPGO in. So this is, 6 and 10 was called. 6 I just showed you a few minutes ago was the Forest Owl Stitchy Princess. 10 is another Quirky Quaker. I left that one on there. That's an easy one to do. Get done quickly, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so I picked, this is a really pretty, can you see it from back here? Not really. What is going on with this? I think now that the sun's out, or starting to come up, that's how early it was this morning. You can kind of see the sparkle. But this is a quirky oh my gosh. Letters trip me up so badly. This is a quirky cut by Miss Lay Pages. It's got a little bit of a gold, but see it's sparkly? Jeez Louise, there we go. There we go. Kind of. It's washing out. And then this is Roxy Flasco Molasses. And I picked the hedgehog to do. So that is my number 10 pick. And then Forest Owls, again, I set it to finish. So back to the board. Red Berries is on there again. Take Wings on there again. I've got one of Miriam's to Saf. And that is actually in here too, the one that I kitted up. Because for some reason in my head, I thought that was the one that was picked. Not the Quirky Quaker, but that's okay. Waffle Lots on here, because I really like to just get the thing done. Ruskin's Penguins on here. Tokapu's on here. And I put that as a finish. But y'all, I didn't even get to 50%. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I can finish it or not, but we're going to try. Be My Boo's back on here. And yeah, Three Little Kittens is back on here as a page finish again. That's a big page, y'all. I may as well just put it as a finish. Okay, so that's it. I'm done. Hour and 15 minutes later. Sorry, guys. I know y'all enjoy these. I enjoy these. I enjoyed spending the time with you. My other plans, if you stay tuned, I'm recording this one first, so this is coming at the end of this one because I haven't recorded it yet. I am going to do a finished braid. For 2022, because why not? Yeah, so that's it. That's it for me, kids. Love y'all very much. Appreciate everybody who's here that watches. I'm going to say it because I haven't ever said it on this channel. But if y'all want to subscribe, that would be awesome. If you want to hit the thumbs up thing, give it a like, give it a dislike. I don't care. Apparently the algorithm actually likes the dislikes more, so how about it? So what you want to do is, if you really didn't like this, you want to hit the like, because YouTube doesn't care about those. Do all the things. And follow me over on Instagram, because that's where you'll see more of this, and then you'll see this. I don't do these very often. It's kind of a good hair day. That's why you're getting me today. But getting this today instead of the usual vlog at the craft table. So, May, is there anything you'd like to say to the fine folks on YouTube? Guess not. She's gonna sit down there and sniff my private hair. Do you want to say anything? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not picking her up, because she will take off, and I'm not pointing the camera down there because she'll ignore me. So, all right, y'all, take care, peace. If you come back to the channel later, hopefully I'll have finished a parade up for you at some point. This one's over an hour. That one will probably be over an hour too, even though there will be a lot more pictures than there will be actual finishes to show you, because my stuff's scattered everywhere and I don't feel like finding it, and some of it's been gifted. So, all right, y'all, take care. Love you. Be good. Be kind to one another. Make it the best 2020. Make it the best 2023 you can, that you have available to you, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.